So, naturally, what I wanted with all my abusers is just for them to admit to even one wrong that they did. They're completely insane with their delusion that nothing ever went wrong. They always treated me like gold. They treated me the best I could ever be treated. All my insane abusers. And it's just insane for me to deal with. It's insane for any victim to be forced to deal with all of their abusers' insanity. Like it's the worst. They are the worst mentally ill people walking the planet. Insane abusers. They choose their victim. Not only do they choose their victim to treat like hell, then they go around and you wouldn't know that they're an abuser. They act like the nicest person, giving away money, doing this and that. Like Ted, but somebody did an Instagram on Ted Bundy. You wouldn't know that he's a killer, would you? In different circumstances, but when he wants to target you and take you out, he did. And I didn't even watch anything on Ted Bundy. Why would I? Why would anyone study murder? I thought, oh, well, I know a lot of crazy people. This was way back. If you could just interview horrifying Charles Manson. He was a total nutcase. They should have just tortured him like he did to Sharon Tate. And I had an argument. Well, you can't make a victim to the abuser. You can't make them. The abuser can't make their victims do anything. Yes, they can. It's called mind control. It's called Hitler. Okay, Hitler had all his army controlled. Also, he gave them a substance called meth in pill form. So, probably Charles Manson had shitty drugs. I saw the documentary one time. They were not really drugged out, but they were on drugs. They weren't like, whatever. I don't know. But he controlled 6, 7 of them. Like a guy, that's how well it was. Wow, I saw the documentary. Like 2 guys and 4 girls or something like that. I don't know, something like that. The one girl was in the clear because she did not do what he told her to do. They were in a hotel, and he was like, go and hurt someone. Like, she just wouldn't do it. I don't know what she did. She did not get in trouble. And that was the argument that I had. Oh, with the homeless girl. Yeah. No. Charles Manson had their minds. Now, the one, if you want to call it a cult, just a little goofy little club. Well, all cults are bad. Goofy. All cults are goofy. So all I wanted... the ending of that, Charles Manson, no, you can't talk to a nutcase. No, they are just far gone, and they can never be reasoned with. Why would you control innocent victims and make them do your torture? Why did you do that, Charles Manson? They didn't answer that in the interview. That's what they should have asked him. Who gives a shit? They shouldn't have kept him alive. And what I would be more interested in is what happened to those people. So how long were they jailed? And, what would who cares about the crazy man? You interview them and you ask them, all right, how did he get you to be that underneath his influence? What, you're hypnotized, brainwashed, hypnotized, How could he make you want to kill, make you want to do that? Like, what? Do you even remember what the hell you did? So, yeah, and then Charles Manson, I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was like 50 people in a call. Like, oh, it's just a handful of people. And apparently he killed a beautiful couple, and somebody else was there. And that was me. You know, it was just a crazy, crazy damn nut that should have been killed. You know what? His little tiny club, if you want to call it a cult, his little tiny club of insane people, they should have just killed him and nobody would have known any different. Like, just kill him in the woods. He's a crazy nut. And then somebody would have found him, like, a month, a year later. Yeah, well, it looks like he should have been fucking killed, stabbed to death. Who gives a shit about it? And that's the way all killers should be done away with. They should be killed by their victims and nothing else said. You know, I mean, why they kept Charles Manson alive is completely insane. And then to top it off, like, victims get nothing. So all the domestic violence, you know, and Charles Manson, since I'm talking about him, he owes his victims were, well, the people they killed, but in his little cult. He owes them. He should have worked in the damn army and, you know, gave them money. I mean, that's the way all abusers, that's what all abusers should do. Now, they're not, you know, the main victim that were brutally killed, but they were victims to Charles Manson, and they should be. Charles Manson should have just worked in the damn army, and his first money, half of his money should have went to Sharon Tate's family, and then the other people, and then half of the other money go to the people he brainwashed to go do that shit. So, like, you know, just like the Kool-Aid. I mean, what the hell? Jim's Kool-Aid. Why was he able to brainwash all those people to do that, and then he himself did not kill himself, but they ended up jailing him? But so, I mean, he killed all those people, and how did it get to that point? How people see what's going on in really bad domestic violence situations, and you know what? The Kool-Aid Day, that's a pretty violent situation. Just having everybody die. Like, any cult, like, people should be alert, and that it shouldn't go as far, abuse shouldn't go as far as it does. And, you know, there's just too much abuse in this world. I guess stop it all. And nobody knows the real deal. I mean, yeah, I guess there's so much abuse that nobody knows the real deal to stop it on the onset. What should take place is all the abusers go to the army and they should compensate their victims. So it's domestic violence. Again, I'll use Bobbitt. He should have went to jail the first year and compensated Lorraine Bobbitt with her children. I would imagine she got pregnant right away, so right away, compensation, give her at least 10 grand. Okay, way back. I mean, you know, not even a thought. Like, okay, he's abusing her to death. Alright. Like, right away he did. And, alright. She got a kid to him. Alright. Get to stay with mommy. Okay. He doesn't go to jail. He goes to the army. Okay. And he owes her $10,000. And the kid that he brought into the world. Same thing that should have happened to my dead husband. See, I never had a life, so I look at other people. My dead husband, his first girlfriend, knocked her up. Okay, so he used his first girlfriend, had, parents smoked pot and drank beer with them, partied with them, and, he liked it, and then later on he says pot's evil. Like, how? You're the most evil person on the planet I've ever, one of them. All I do is meet the most evil people on the planet. Like, seriously. So, my dead husband, way back when he knocked up his girlfriend at 18, he went out with her when she was 15. What should have happened was he give her, witnesses of her parents. Okay, well, he's starting to beat her up. I could imagine. Yeah, you slept with someone else. He's a nutcase, so he would just make that up, right? I would imagine that was her first love, so that was the love of her life. And then he brags about, oh, I made her crazy. Well, no, you shouldn't have made her crazy. She had good parents. So what should have taken place is he went to the army and give her at least 10 grand back then, way back then. He died 2 years ago. So he died at, he was born in 66, so just figure out the years, I guess. He would have died 54 years old. I think. I don't care, because he never cared about me, okay? Alright, but I'm imagining this would have taken place 40 years ago. Okay, so whatever the circumstances, he was a total asshole knocking her up. Nobody does anything about domestic violence, so I would imagine he would have been a total asshole to her at the end of their death relationship. It would have escalated to a death relationship, right? And then what he would have been forced to do it. Hey, you total piece of shit, Jim Sapone. Don't even call him James. James sounds like a better name. Jim Sapone, you total fucking asshole, Jim Lester Sapone. You have to go in the army, and you're doing. The parents said how bad you treated her. You knocked her up, and gave her a black eye. I would imagine that he would have just, what he did to me, I could imagine all of the death that he brought into his first girlfriend's life. Hey, you're a fucking asshole. You're going in the army, and because you devastated this poor young lady, you have to work for her. $10,000 you pay the state. We're giving her $10,000 now, but you work in the army and you have to pay back the state that you're in $10,000, and then you can leave the army, you fucking asshole. And that's the way Jim Lester Sapone should have been dealt with way back then, 40 years ago. And that's the way all bad situations should be dealt with. They should be dealt with on the onset. Okay, but it's not exactly the right time period, about 35 years, because she was 18. So, whatever. He's 21, and he knocked her up, and yeah, he's just the asshole of all time. One of the assholes of all time. One of the best